you see, yesterday, just happened to mention that what's coming was similar to what happened in 1921 in the Geddes report, which was set up by the government to carry out public sector cuts in 1921. And that led directly to the 1926 general strike, amongst other things. That's what's coming in. Objectively, the working class, in the trade unions and elsewhere, in the communities, will be forced to fight back against all these terrific cuts that are going to take place. But who is going to lead them? What stands in the way of this massive capitalist offensive against ordinary working people? It would require a major frontal challenge to those policies to actually stop those cuts themselves. But you've got to say this, when you look around you, not just in your union, in Unison, but in the bulk of the union leaderships, they're completely incapable of putting up, other than what they used to call a dented shield policy, against the cuts that are going to actually come itself. And Unison, as the main public sector union, know full well, the leadership, that they're going to be held to account by their members, and they want to block off all roads of opposition before that whirlwind develops as regards the next period as far as that's concerned. Look at the Labour Party. Not a peep. The press is full of talk about the coalition governments. Liberals and Labour. Australia, national coalition of all three parties, are now being talked about. In the old days, and I don't mean that many days ago, the older generation of Labour Party activists would have remembered the last national government of MacDonald in the 30s. There would have been uproar in the Labour Party. Not a peep. Not a single thing has been said by any Labour Party organisation, because every road to opposition has been blocked in that. And that does bear out, by the way. Those who stand, for instance, for General Secretary elections in Unison, unless they're absolutely clear on what they should do about the Labour League and the unions, not just Unite spending the £8 million, there's £8 million in unions, by the way, have just put into the Labour Party's war chest for the general election, including your money. Unless you clearly say we're in favour of breaking the link with the Labour Party and beginning the process of organising a new workers' party, then you will not gain the ear of the Unison members in a general secretary election that will be taking place later this period. Unless they do that, and that's why I say this finally on this question, comrades. The candidates on the left, if they're in any way confused by that, and Roger Ballance of the Socialist Party is not confused by that, he's clearly saying break the link between Unison and the Labour Party, he might get less branches. I don't think he will. Less branches nominating him, but on that basis he'll get 2 or 3 times the votes of the other left candidates, as he's done before, because of the clarity that they've had on the issue of the Labour link with Unison itself. And that's why the Socialist Party, for example, has now launched, along with the RMT and others on the left, a electoral challenge in the general election with something like 50 candidates around the country, standing in constituencies, supported by the leading group of the RMT, and we will use that experience in the coming years to generate the need for a political wing as well as an industrial struggle against the forces of those who will attack our living standards, attack our jobs. There will be opposition. Glenn's already mentioned the BA workers, despite all the rubbish piled on them, the cabin crew, it looks like they're going to go the strike unless there's another fiddle by the courts. And by the way, if the courts move in again, I don't know whether Willie Walsh will move this way, if the courts move in again, Unite will have they'll have to actually little room for manoeuvre other than actually defying the courts. The workers will not accept permanently the removal of their democratic rights to strike just by a fiddle in a high court by a particular judge who's prejudiced against the unions. PCS members last week took 2 days of national strike action to prepare for another day's strike on budget day. That's going to be brilliant, by the way. Just as Alistair Darling stands up to make his budget speech, 200,000 civil servants are going to be walking out on picket lines across the country as far as that is concerned. Rail workers under Bob Crow's RMT are going to have a series of strikes. As Bob said at a rally of the PCS workers the other day, don't book your holidays, don't book to travel on Easter, no matter what the BA do itself, with a signal strike and a rail network strike happening at the same time. So I think the developments that are around the Defend the Four, the witch hunt in general that attacks socialists throughout the Union, that's one mark of the bureaucracy preparing to stop any incipient opposition developing to a Labour government. But they will not be able to stand permanently in the way of those workers. Those movements will take place. It'll be a question, will they get a lead? How will that lead come about? How will it manifest itself? How will it organise itself? And I think what you've already done in fighting this witch hunt for 33 months, and brother, I've never heard of a struggle that's lasted that long, as far as the witch hunts are concerned. 33 months, you're going to go on to fight that, and I believe what you've already done will actually make a difference in the future. Thanks.